I mean, I mean, it's one of those things when you take a new job, you're not really ever sure. You don't really know the backstory, the history of a program. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I'd gone on to, the K preps of the world and looked at previous records and thought, my gosh, there's a lot of 0-9s, 1-8s in this school's history. But you always, I mean, it's the thing we do. We always think we're going to be the one that can turn something around, and that's not downplaying anything the coaches here have done before. That's just we came in with a plan, and I think one of the big things has been the first thing I heard when I got here was, okay, so you're going to be here for a couple of years and you're gonna bounce like everybody else does, and my response to that was, I hate moving. I don't want to do it again. I want to be here for a long time. I want to, I want my family to grow up here. And if that's going to be the case, then I want to be as darn good as a sports program as we could be, top to bottom. That's all the sports that we have in Republic County. And so that's kind of been that's been my emphasis in the time that I've been here. And it just so happens that, it happened a lot quicker than what I probably would have guessed it would have. But it's, there's been some really good kids come through this program that, I can think through just the short list of guys that we've had, but there's just been some awesome guys that have been a part of every season. It's kind of that brick by brick. I mean, I can point back to the guys that were 4 years ago that were the seniors that were in the weight room every single day, and you've got these bright-eyed, bushy-tailed freshmen who are now, they're now our leaders, but that's who they learned under. And so, there's none of this is just kind of in its own little. It's not a year-to-year thing. It's you like I said, you build the program that you want, and it's every single year contributes to it in some way. Like I said a lot. That 0-9 season contributed to this just as much as anything else we did. I mean, that season sucked, and the guys didn't want to go back. The coaches didn't want to go back to something like that, so we just been chugging along.
I'm just happy, really happy for the kids. First off, I mean, I've been here for all the struggles that they've had, and I know the work that they put in to get to this point to where they're at. Obviously, it brings really great. I mean, the whole community as a whole. Also, I mean, they've been people that have lived here for past 30 years knows they remember the 1995 season, and I mean, they basically haven't had besides the 99 season, they haven't had too many good things happen for them on the football field as a whole, record-wise. And I mean, there's been some good players that came through here, but as a team accomplishments and record-wise, there hasn't been a whole lot for that. But you can just see it in the town itself here in Belleville that I mean, the community takes really pride in that. They're excited about it. Love seeing the kids out and about. They're getting asked, I'm sure, all the time, like how the game was going, and I'm sure they're really proud of what they're been able to bring back to the team here this year, or the town this year, I should say. So,
I reiterate what Coach Hodgson said, and a lot of people around. I mean, I think this is just the beginning. We've got a great group of seniors. It's going to be a shame to see them go at the end of this year. But moving forward, we've got a really good group of juniors and sophomores, and some freshmen that are really hungry and talented. Getting some reps on the JV field. And I hope a year with success like this, some kids that were maybe on the fence of, not wanting to play football or go play football, they're out, they're here this summer in the weight room, they're out there next fall, wanting to be a part of something awesome like this. So yeah, I think this is, the first step in hopefully a long tradition and a long run for Republic County football.
I was pretty nervous coming in. I mean, I knew a lot of the younger kids. I didn't really know the juniors and seniors of the group, but I mean, I knew there was potential there for them. From watching them play and whatnot, but I'm not really. I mean, it hasn't been a surprise, but not
too big of a surprise, I guess. It can be frustrating, but these guys have worked hard enough. I like seeing them succeed, so whether it be the defense scoring, offense scoring, putting points up is something we've struggled over the years. I can think about just 2 years ago when this team went 0-9. We averaged 0.2 points a game, something like that. We didn't score. And then last year we went to 16.8, and I think currently sitting we're 32 points per game, which is one of the better teams out there. And part of those points go to the defense. The defense has done that, but it goes on the offensive stat line. But honestly, I think it's nice getting that feeling that the offense is fully contributing and bought in the way the defense has over the years.
I don't know if there's really just one key secret to that. I mean, I think the guys are just buying into what we're trying to do as a defense, and everyone has their own responsibility. We don't want to be doing other people's jobs. When we do other people's jobs, we are putting ourselves out of position, and it's just our defense isn't built to help out on do other people's jobs.
The truth of the matter is there's a lot of schools that we haven't beat since I've been here. And I don't want to take away from what that win was. I think this group of guys has just taken it upon themselves to every single week, just flip the script. If you go back to just last year, only 2 of those teams were teams that we had wins against. And then when you see what we were able to do to those teams this year, that was the Bennington game last year was one that came down to we had to score at the very end of it to win it. We did. This year it was a pretty one-sided victory. And Harrington was kind of something similar. I mean, we felt like we did a pretty good job last year. This year we just kind of went in, did our stuff, and got out and got to go to homecoming. But then all the rest of them have just been, it's fitting to go back and look at what Troy did to us a year ago, and then just know that the guys weren't satisfied with how that game went, and they took all the stuff that we had talked about and went on the field and short one of our leaders on the defense, and we went out and won a game that a lot of people didn't think we were going to. And then that was an overtime win. And then just to take that into Sacred Heart this last week and to win that thing in overtime, I think it was just a fitting thing for this year. That was the way it started, and that's the way that it finished. But again, it's been kind of fun. Our guys aren't finished yet. They know that they've got an Oakley team this week that is just they've been battle tested. I mean, you look at the teams that they've been playing, and there's some of the better 1A schools. There's some good 2A. I think Goodland's even a 3A. So it's just they've been playing a lot of schools like that. So we're not going into this thinking it's a 1 versus 4. This is the playoffs. You win, you go on. You lose, you go home. We don't want to go home yet.
Yeah, anytime, league school, Sacred Heart, it's always been kind of a rivalry, right? So that, makes it a little sweeter, I think, for everybody. Yeah, that's, that was the one win I had in high school with Sacred Heart, so that was just as sweet, but not as sweet as holding up a district championship trophy for these guys. So.
I mean, I think it's a couple factors in that. I mean, my first year was Kraft's 3rd or 4th year, I think, and we started to turn around. I mean, I think we finished the season 4 and 5 that year. So I mean, we're starting to head the right direction, and then obviously Kraft left and getting a new whole coaching staff. I mean, it goes even into the NFL and college. I mean, you get overturned with new coaches and new defenses, new offenses. It takes a few years to get that going. I think also part of that is it discourages the kids. They don't know the new coach. It's takes a little bit of building trust in what you're trying to install. And obviously getting to know the coaches too, because I mean, there's kids that probably weren't out Jesse's first year here, but then came out the second and third year even more. So think obviously getting to know Jesse as a person probably helps some of those kids make a decision that yes, they want to play for this guy and what he does in the weight room, and just all those factors together, I think just the kids starting to believe that they can actually do it, and they want to be part of something that gets part of something that that when it finally turns around, they want to be have their name stamped on that too.
Losing a coach that has built something with Coach Kraft, I mean, he built something there, and I kind of, for myself, I took some of that with the offense. What I'm doing is kind of similar to what he had, but no, he built a program, but now Coach Hodgson came in. He came in July. He didn't know a lot of the guys, so that helped us. We as coaches helped him out, learn what we've got, who we can develop as a team, and then like over the years, and we've been through the struggle. With being here, I've been part of 2 separate winning seasons. I think the only 2 winning seasons realistically since the merger, or since '99, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've been part of both of those. It's different philosophies, but I think these guys over the years have really. Hodgson's developed or brought in a lot of guys that maybe wouldn't have played back then when I first was here, but he's I don't want to say developed, but he's brought in, the culture's changed. 2 different coaches, he's changed the culture. The guys want to play more, and that's not a knock on Coach Kraft. We had a group of guys back then with him those were your hard knock kids. And this group here, I mean, love them to death, but over the years, we've gained some kids that we never thought would play football. And they turned out to be really good football players. And that's continued each year. Coach Hodgson has really brought something to these guys that I didn't think we'd see. To be honest with you, when I took the coaching job at Republic County, I didn't know that we would be a 7-1 team going into playoffs as the number 4 1 seed. But this is something that over the years we've talked, coaches, and all of us coaches have talked, and it's each year has been this season. I feels like it could be something different. And last year was one of those. We started with 2 wins. Yeah, it was only 2 wins, but we 1-point losses in 2 other games, so it could have been 4-4. This year here was huge for what this school can have for all sports, let alone the football program. This is going to help keep kids out, bring more kids in. Moving forward, I really think Republic County football is going the right direction. I didn't think it would happen as fast as it has.
It's exciting. It's exciting. I'm happy for the kids too. I know I've been in the community. I mean, my daughter went to school here since she was little. She's graduated, so I kind of follow the sports program. It's good to see that it's turning around and the kids are working. I'm not saying that the kids didn't work hard, or the coaches, or
being able to come in with the group of kids we had this year has been awesome. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose at first, right? You kind of jump in, and I'm like, man, you kind of watch it from the sidelines. You're like, I could jump out there and do that, and then you get the first couple weeks under your belt. Dang, there's a lot going on. It's been a while since I've been around the game, so you jump in and you take it all in, and I feel like from week 1 to now, I've gotten a lot better as a coach, or at least I hope I have. But yeah, the group of kids we've been able to work with this year, especially as my first year, has been really easy. We've got good leaders as our upperclassmen, and so it's been a dream as a first year, right? So being able to kind of interject where I can, whether it's something small, I think's been really fun too. So being around them this summer, getting to know them, and then like I said, as the year's gone on, kind of falling in where I can be of most help.
I mean, a lot of these kids, they played for me last year too. They've seen what I've been running this since last year as well. So a lot of them are finally figuring out what they need to do to make this defense go the way it should go. And we have some great leaders like Connor Martin. He's been calling plays on what I signal in from the sideline, and he does a really good job of getting people in place on where they need to be. And all the calls, I mean, he can probably tell you all the D-line calls, which he doesn't even need to know those. Farmer kind of has stepped into that role a little bit more as well this year. I mean, just having multiple people on the defense be able to take a call if somebody needs to be off the field, or if someone's off the field because of injury, or someone needs to get retaped up, or whatever the case may be. I mean, they're having multiple people out there that can show leadership and get the call in and get people lined up where they need to be, just so we can make plays on the ball. And yeah, I mean, as far as everyone just flying to the ball, I mean, we've been trying to teach that for years. And I think they're just finally starting to buy in, and that's part of the thing of getting bigger and stronger as well with the weight room. But yeah, I mean, the enthusiasm for as a team has just been a big jump this year as a whole. And again, I think as of last year would have to replace a couple D tackles. I think that's about all we lost last year on the defense. So a lot of those guys have been playing.
I mean, I'm very blessed to have the staff that I have. Every single Sunday we're meeting at 6 in the morning, and that's just something that we've done because we know family's a big thing for all of us, and so we do that early time. But my point in saying that is, like, these guys blow me away with all the stuff that they've all the things they've been scripting, all the ideas that they have, and then just to take all that and to have us bounce ideas off of each other. And I think it's, iron sharpens iron. And it's just been really fun to see that side of our staff development. And then just, the kids coming in every day, and, they've all got their roles that they play. And it's I keep saying it's been really cool. It just has been. I mean, it's been a blast. And I feel like, I remember a couple years ago talking to some parents, and we were saying, our goal is we had all these freshmen and sophomores playing varsity, and I was like, man, I want to get to that point where we're a senior, junior varsity, like that's who we are, and then our JV is our freshmen and sophomores, and they get to learn that way. They don't have to, like, it was the worst thing was having your freshmen and sophomores learning on the varsity field. But that's the kind of program that we're wanting to build. That's that long-term vision of what we're trying to do. And it's so that, we see some of our young guys this year who are down on that JV field. We know that there's going to be those guys that step into the varsity side next year. And I think I'm proud and happy that that's the program that we're starting to develop. And we've got a long way to go on some of the stuff that we do, but I mean, I think that's a really cool step in the right direction, and I don't think this is a 1 year, hey, this was a really cool season, and then next year we go back to what it's been before. I think this is going to be something that we can continue to do. There'll be peaks and valleys, but it's always going to be something that when you're dealing with kids, the more consistent we can be with them, I think the better they respond to that. And so yeah, I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about what we're doing with this year, finishing out strong. But yeah, the future looks bright here too.
Yeah, I mean, first off, on the offense, obviously you don't get that big turnover difference if the offense is turning the ball over itself, and I think our offense is obviously growing a lot and is taking care of the ball really well this season. So any turnover you get on defense just really helps those turnover difference there. I think as the defense as a whole, like I said, I think just them understanding what their responsibilities are, where they need to be in a cover 2 as to a cover 3, not doing other people's jobs, especially in the pass game. I think in the past we see a curl route and a go route, and the safety wants to take the curl route because he thinks it's out of position, and maybe that's part of not knowing his actual responsibility. But I think everyone has really bought into knowing what their role is on the defense. And yeah, as far as Cash, I mean, no one throws his way. I mean, yeah, I think he has a few pass breakups, but I mean, Cash doesn't have any interceptions on the field, but like I said, no one throws his way, but he makes a lot more of the tackles on the backside when the run game is going that way. Honestly, I think Aiden was leading the state there for a while in 1A for what stats were posted. He's made huge improvements on what he did last year. I don't know how many times, not picking on the kid, but he got burnt over the top quite often last year. And I think when we're in cover 3, and I think he's really bought into that. He's not taking that curl route when another guy's going on a deep corner route or a go route. He's really taking the responsibility and staying over the top and letting either the linebacker or yeah, mostly the linebacker take the curl route. So everyone back again to it is everyone's just doing their own responsibility and not doing other people's jobs.
I mean, our defense is pretty solid. We started off early this year. They were putting up points just about as much as our offense has. But I would say since week 4, week 3, I don't think defense has got a touchdown. The Lions game was the last one. Our offense has been finishing the jobs. We're getting in the end zone, but I will say props to our defense. It's a lot easier to score with the positions they put us in. I mean, we haven't been past the 50 a lot of the year. We start in great field position. It was the challenge to start the year. The defense has always been the one who puts points up. Offense has got to do it. And this year, I think the guys took that as a challenge. It started slow, but now the train's rolling. They're going to keep it going as long as they can.
I mean, the D lines really impressed me. We've asked kids to do different things. I think of Om Patel, we've put down there at D tackle, which if you asked any of the coaching staff going into the year, did we plan on Om being there? Probably not. But man, he's really took it to heart. Played his guts out down there. Him and Tyrese in the middle, and then we've kind of had a rotation on our D ends. And so, there's a lot of weeks we're asking kids to do different things, and how they've been able to roll with the punches and learn new stuff on the fly has been really impressive.
I've seen improvement on a lot of them, and I would have to say the DBs and the backfield, they bring a level of physicality, not just in the game, but to practice too, where they're pushing each other and pushing the other kids. I think that's where it separates us from some of the teams we've played, is our physicality.
I mean, honestly, if they don't all work together as a defense, I mean, nobody gets any tackles or sacks or interceptions. I mean, the D-line needs to get pressure on the quarterback, make the quarterback throw bad throws, and then our linebackers and cornerbacks can make plays on the ball. I mean, if our DBs and linebackers aren't in great coverage, then the D-line's probably not getting too many sacks either. So, and then stopping the run game, our D tackles have really kept them off of our linebackers, and the defense really works well. Obviously, when your opponent is not getting blocks onto your linebackers. So I think Grady's helps in both the run and the pass game really well. He's kind of just the silent leader there over the top of the field. It's hard to just name one position group over another, just because I think they just all really play so well together, and no one really has success if one position group's not having their own success. So their leadership on the field, and that would be a huge loss, obviously. I mean, Farmer, I don't think played the first 5 or 6 games last year. So getting him back later in that season is, for last year, obviously helped him improve for this season. He has improved a lot on what we're trying to install and what his responsibilities are. He's reading what we're asking him to read a lot quicker and moving around. Martin's just had a rough go early in his career with concussions, and he's kind of battled through that. As a whole, I mean, the defense obviously doesn't run the way it does if either one of those two aren't here. So Connor's right there too. He has, I think he's at 4 interceptions now. I don't know how many pass breakups he's got, but I mean, he's just been an all-around player for us. I mean, I don't know how many he's got. Probably 8 tackles for loss, leads the team in tackles, and he missed the first game of the season too, against Troy. So that just tells you what type of player he is. He was that player last year for us, and I think he's just getting obviously better and better every game. Nick even has a few interceptions this year too. Teams usually don't throw over the middle of the field too often, but our middle backers are there when they do, and that goes with Farmer playing in that middle backer position as well. And they each, Nick has 2 and Farmer has 1, so I mean, there isn't really a safe place on the field to even throw the ball to, honestly, when everyone's doing their responsibilities.
The easy one is going to be our backfield, and I say the easy one because those are, you know, Kashinki's been a kid that's been starting for us for 3 years, and he's had, you know, he dealt with some injuries his sophomore year, and then just kind of started to come into his own as a junior. He's taken a huge step this year on his leadership, just being able to, you know, you see a kid that walks into the huddle as a sophomore and just kind of tells everybody what the play is. The junior year, he's a little bit more, but man, as a senior year, he's walking in, he's commanding it, he's, you know, telling everybody, shut up, we got to go, we got to do this, we got to be efficient. This is what he's saying to practice. So, you know, we can say that. Nick Kendall has gone from I always feel like he was like, I remember him as like a 120-pound freshman who, you know, we had him as a corner because we didn't think he could handle being a linebacker on the varsity field, and you know, or we didn't, you know, not that he couldn't handle it, but just he wasn't ready for it, and here he is, a kid who pushing like 185, 190, and just absolutely trucking people as he runs on the offense and trucking people as he's playing linebacker. I think about just the growth that he's had. Levi White just being the fast guy that we just continue to challenge with how he his intentionality when he runs the ball. There's been some stuff where it's been, hey, let's read a little bit more as we run around the outside, and then it's like, crap, you're just so fast, let's just go. And those things are all starting to come together. And then I think, you know, Grady Simpson as the sophomore came in as a freshman. It was starting safety for us, and then this year he's taken that ownership of that backfield along with those older guys, and it's just been great to see how they do stuff. Probably the group, and again, I'm not really giving you the whole thing. I mean, our whole stinking defense just impresses me every week. But then on the offensive line, we had a lot of question marks going into this year of who was going to be what, and that's been just seeing their growth and maturity throughout the year, and it has not been easy. That's probably been the group that we get on the hardest during film study, but they continue to get a little bit better every single week, and they're starting to ask the right questions. And as a coach, that's the best part, is when they're asking you stuff in the middle of a practice and you're like, yes, that's what I need you to do. And that's just the cool stuff that group is doing. So man, I literally think I just named the whole team, which you told me not to do, but I've just been, I mean, I really have. I've just been impressed with how this group has rallied around each other and just continues to keep playing.
I mean, our O-line, they were tested early. Troy gave him a workout, and then we got Ellsworth week 2, and Ellsworth is no slouch up front. And that O-line is, I mean, there's been some changes as the year's gone on, but now we've been stuck with this group that has battled everything out. They put it all in. We've had them since midway through the Ellsworth game. They've worked really hard, and I think that's kind of part of the offense that was designed. We knew going into it and that we're going to be smaller up front, so we designed this blocking scheme to benefit them, so that way they're not having to go out and be just, it's always a one-on-one. We put, it's putting it in a position for them to succeed, but then just the guys going out and taking advantage of what we put in front of them. And they go out and do it every day. And being undersized, I don't think the guys think about that anymore, or at least I don't think they think about it. They think they can go up against anybody. That was one of our biggest things over the years is, oh, look how big he is, or look how big they are. But this year has been, how can we get underneath them? How can we drive them back? Like you said, we are undersized, but our strength is there. And we've done a really good job this year at using it.
That's it. We don't have to rely on one kid to necessarily make a play or play the whole game, or we can get him rest. We can get other kids reps too in the game. It takes a little stress off of all the kids, I think, knowing that there's more than one of them potentially back there that could score or get a takeaway or just make a play in general.
And I think looking at our running backs, the backfield, plus our quarterback, you give any of these 3 running backs any other team and they're the lead guy and they're getting all the carries, I think all 3 of them could be 1,000-yard rushers for any team. But right now with what we've got with this 3 guys and then the rotation of a couple of the sophomores we have, I mean, we're sitting 1,000 yards or 1,200 yards total with running backs, but we spread it out so well. I can go any way, any game, and scheme it. Plus our quarterback, he's passing the ball and running. I think he has more rushing yards than passing yards, but I mean, we got 4 guys back there on any other given team. I think they'd all could have 1,000 yards if they're the lead guy. I mean, so it does make it way easier to scheme against the defense, and just trust them. Somebody will make a play somewhere, and it's a beautiful thing having 3 guys, well, 4 guys really, that can take it at any time. That goes back to the guys and all the preparation. Cash has worked so hard, and his sophomore year kind of cut short, or start late, I guess, with the injury. And then from there, he's kind of grown. He's grown. He's taken what the defense has given him. He's not forcing things. His first year, that's kind of what happened. Last year, he didn't have a ton of turnovers, but this year, I think he got 2 interceptions, I think, and a fumble. But the kid has figured it out. He's the leader of the offense. Everything goes through him. And I've said it to the other coaches. I've said it to him. He's like having another coach on the field. He knows everything we're doing. He knows the game plan. And if it comes down to it, I feel confident putting it in his hands. And our running backs, Coach Zach has put in so much time with the running backs and their drills to make sure they don't lose the ball. We run tough. We run physical, but there's never a chance or there's not many chances that the opposing defenses can get that ball out. We hold on to it so tight. But no, I mean, that's just preparation over the years, getting stronger in the weight room, holding on to the ball, reading what's given to him, and covering it up when needed, and then passing the game, which is whatever's out there, he's going to take what the defense gives him.
You know, like our seniors this year showed, they went through some real tough years. And yeah, I mean, to refer as like the dark ages, where at one point we held the longest losing streak in the state, I think fits well. So yeah, I think I speak for a lot of alumni that went through those years where maybe, it was worth sticking out. We see ourselves in these guys. And we're really proud of them. And, you know, they stuck out some tough years too. So yeah, that's pretty awesome to see.
The stands are getting packed every Friday night, it seems like now. The community loves it. And then homecoming this year, I think the biggest thing for us at homecoming was that 1995 team. They got honored during the game, but they stayed in the end zone. They made sure that they supported this group that we had. The community, before, I don't think, but being here this long, I don't think the community necessarily was, football program wasn't the top of the priority to talk about. You go out in public now, they're talking about the football team, which I hope happens for the basketball program, volleyball, all sports in the future. We keep winning, the community is just going to keep building on this on the sports program, and it's nice for the football team at least that I think we've got the full support now, and that's not saying we didn't before. I just feel like now we're packing houses on Friday nights. They are getting more involved with everything we do, and I love it. I mean, the more community support we have, the more these kids buy in, and the kids feed off of it. They want the community there, and I think it's just been a huge motivator for the guys really, and hopefully moving forward for all programs.
It comes down to just what the kids have been able to put into the off season, and I know that's, you know, we say a lot, that a lot of times I think this stuff sounds cliche, but they've just been busting their butts. They came in every morning and just worked really hard. We did like you said, did the 7-on-7, and there's just a lot of stuff that you can point to that these guys were willing to put in that extra work. But yeah, I think in that 0-9 season, there was a lot of negative things. If you wanted to point a lot of those things out, we had a lot of kids that learned that they knew they weren't big enough, they knew they weren't fast enough, strong enough, and those have all been things that they've really made an effort to change. And so again, it's been cool to see their growth, and it also is a good reminder to us as coaches that where a kid is as a freshman is not where they're going to end up when they're a senior. And you've always just got to keep putting that work into them. And that's the stuff they do in their JV games, the stuff they're doing just in practice, not letting them screw around when they're not in, just because you're working with the varsity at the time. But those are all things that we as a staff have gotten better at. And I think that's just those things are starting to show up on the field.
I mean, hey, go Buffs.